Yo, what is up guys? I'm bringing you a brand new video, and this time I have for you today my concise artifact guide for BDO. In this particular guide, I'm going to take you through how to get the best in slot artifacts for both PvP and for PvE in survivability and for damage output. And I'm not going to be showing a lot of the more niche combinations that are available. There's like 50 plus. I'm going to be showing you guys the main ones that I plan to get and how exactly to get them. And I'm not going to be showing the life scaling ones either. If you want to get all of the different combinations and see what they are, there's a link to a spreadsheet courtesy of my friend Dayland that shows everything. So what are even life stones and what are even artifacts? So essentially, artifacts are new items placed in 2 new gear slots, and each artifact has varying different stats on it depending on the ones that you get. You'll then take those artifacts and you can slot in 2 lightstones for each artifact for a total of 4, kind of like adding crystals to your gear. And depending on the different types of lightstones you're adding to these artifacts, it'll give a set effect. And so you want to put in specific 4 specific types of these types of lightstones so that you can get the proper set effect for the activity that you want to do. So let's start off with, where do you even get these artifacts from? So essentially, Lesha's Relic monster damage reduction +9 or Marsh's Artifact monster damage +6 are the best in slot PvE ones, and both of those drop from the following bosses over here on the right: Kudum, Darkrift, guild bosses, etc. And you can have one or the other. You can have one of one and one of the other, or you can have 2 of the same kind. It doesn't really matter, but you are going to need 2 in order to get any relevant set effects. Now moving on to best in slot PvE Lightstone combinations. So the one that I find is best for survivability is 3 Lightstones of Earth Veil and 1 Chromatic Lightstone. This is going to give you the effect of damage taken from monsters -6 and monster DR +20. Now the way that you get these Lightstones of Earth is you're going to need to grind in the bottom right there any of those particular spots to get 3 of those Lightstones of Earth Veil. And so grinding that spot is going to give you an imperfect Lightstone of Earth. And then you're going to need to take 20 million silver and gold bars, 2 10 mil bars, with the imperfect Lightstone to an NPC called Dalashane, who's in every major city. He's the Wandering Alchemist, and he's going to give you a purified Lightstone of Earth. You then open up that purified Lightstone of Earth, and it's going to give you either a Veil, it could give you Armed Forces, it could give you Mountain. So it's a little bit of RNG. You're going to have to open up several of them until you can get 3 Veils. Once you have the 3 Veils, you're then also going to need a Chromatic Lightstone, and from there, you need to get chromatics from world bosses, field bosses, guild raids, etc. Once you have all 4, you slot them into your two artifacts, and you're ready to go. Now, as for best in slot resist, that I find is the 2 armed forces, 1 mountain, and 1 chromatic. I find that this is the best. It gives you 20 DR for monsters, as well as all monster resist +50% and all resist +1%. The story is similar. You grind at the spots for the Lightstones of Earth. You hope you open 2 armed forces and a mountain, and then you have hope that you get a chromatic from world bosses, etc. So let's move on to the best in slot PvE damage ones. Now the top one is actually a PvP Lightstone, but it's so strong in PvE as just a general jack of all trades that I had to include it in here. If you get Lightstone of Fire, Rage, Marked, and Strike, and a Lightstone of Wind, Lungs, it's going to give you 10 AP, all accuracy +16, max stam +100, and crit damage +6%. And the way that you get the Firestones, grind any of the Lightstone of Fire grind spots right there, and same sort of idea, take it to Dalashane, get the purified one, and hope that you get the ones that you want when you open it up. Now, for best in slot damage, I find that the 2 Predation as well as a Shadows and a Strike, that's really, really good for general spots that you're going to be doing a lot of back attacking at. So Olins, Gyfin, maybe even Ash Forest, places like that where the mobs, you can get behind them and they're a lot like nice in packs. That's going to be sort of the better usage of this one for back attacks. Is probably going to outperform the top one in terms of damage just due to that. So moving on to the best PvP artifacts. There's 3 different types. If you want survivability, you're going to want to go for the Lesha's Relic for either evasion or DR. And if you want more of that offensive accuracy, then you're going to want to get Marsh's Artifact. And I'm probably going to go for the Marsh's Artifact for the accuracy. I feel that it is probably the stronger option of the 3. And Essentially, the best in slot PvP Lightstones to be slotting into those artifacts is going to be 3 Lightstones of Earth, Iron Wall, Waves, and Disturbance, plus Lightstone of Wind, Heart. That's going to give you all DR plus 18, all evasion plus 33, 200 HP, and 3% special attack evasion. This is going to be really solid just for hitting that extra DR and HP if you're a DR build, or if you're evasion, then you benefit off of everything. And the way you get it is exactly the same as the other ones. You just grind at Olin's, Gyfins, Turos, etc. to get Lightstones of Earth, open them up. Hopefully you get Iron Wall, Waves, Disturbance. And then as for the best in slot offensive build, you can see that we have the same exact combo that I use as Jack of all trades in PvE, where you have Rage, Mark, Strike, and Lungs. That gives you all AP plus 10, all accuracy plus 16, max stam plus 100, and crit damage plus 6%. That is just really, really strong PvP because accuracy is always great and so is AP, and most classes have a lot of crit. So how I personally plan to progress is I plan to run all of my boss scrolls and my rifts, and I'm going to be attending every world boss spawn for PvE artifacts and for chromatics, as well as other types of these lightstones. So world bosses also drop all the different types of lightstones, not just the chromatics. So you can get a fire, you can get a wind, you can get an earth from various different bosses. So going to boss spawns, world boss spawns is going to be one of the better ways to get a whole bunch of these different types of lightstones to start your journey. As for grinding in between these world boss spawns, I'm going to be starting at Abandoned Monastery to try to get the accuracy artifacts for PvP, as well as all the fire stones that I'm going to need for my general PvE stones, as well as my PvP one. And then for the earth ones, I plan to grind at Gyfins. And then for the wind stones, I plan to go to Crypt. But if you guys have no need for Crypt, then you can go to probably Centaurs as one of the second best spots if you just generally want to try to make some money. But that's my plans, and those are the stones that I find best, and I'm planning to get pretty much all of these artifacts at one point or another. And that's pretty much it, guys. Hopefully you found the video useful. Thank you guys very much for watching. If you did, please subscribe, and any questions you have, leave them in the comments, and I will see you guys all in the next one. Peace.